Okay. Hey, let me turn mine on. Hey, Donna.
Good morning. How are you?
I feel great because you were gracious enough to invite me to the game last night, and we witnessed a Bron triple-double and a Laker win.
Yes, it was great. A little rough in the second and third quarter, but we figured it out.
Really rough in the second and third quarter,
Oh,
but we did figure it out. Why don't you start with your summary? But by the
um,
way, Laker fans, this is the Purple Blood Lakers podcast for Laker fans by Laker fans. All right, let's get into it.
no,
And this is about the game 12 against the no, game 11 against
yes,
the Memphis Grizzlies.
right. No Ja, no Bain, no Clark, and we had to figure out how to win this game. So that was disappointing. It seems to be a theme this year when the other team is down starters, we kind of play to their level. So that hasn't been a good thing. But we had a great first quarter. 32-23, brought in the bench, and you can see things kind of turning when the bench came in because
Yep.
D'Lo's been really good for us from the bench the last two games, and he was horrible this game.
Just
So
couldn't find his rhythm.
couldn't find it. He was off. But of course, LeBron was fantastic once again. 35, 12, and 14, and he kept us in the game. You know, he kept us when we were struggling in the second and third quarter, but he kept us kind of close enough where we could figure it out and come up with the win. But I was disappointed with 58-34 in the paint. They beat us. Now, AD wasn't having the best game. You know, his eyes messed up. He seemed to be a little tentative. But then in the third quarter, they called so many fouls on him. He definitely couldn't get any rhythm. But
The
them
refs,
beating us 58-34 in the paint, that is inexcusable, period.
if you were at the game, that was me who you heard shouting at the top of his lungs, my lungs. How much you getting paid, ref? It was the worst
It was
official.
the worst. Yeah, it
They
was
were
really,
trying
really
so
bad.
hard to give those guys that game.
Right. I can't believe how many calls Edie got as a rookie.
Yeah.
He was getting all the calls down in the paint in that third and fourth quarter. I couldn't believe they were giving him all those calls. Usually rookies don't get all those calls, but we figured it out and we end up winning the game. Reeves was good again. Rui came with some big shots. So I'm happy with the win. Last year we probably wouldn't have won that game because it looked like they were like trending, especially in the third quarter, like.
Yep.
But JJ, you could see JJ working over there. He was pulling people in and out. He was going up and down. You could tell he was trying to figure out a combination that would help us to get back in the game. And Dalton Knecht was the spark that got us back.
Two big threes in a row. Just really crushed their lead and gave us hope.
Yep.
And I give JJ a lot of credit. I say JJ won this game
Yeah.
because he left the scrubs in there, longer than any coach normally would have. And when the starters came back, they were rested and ready to carry us to victory. So
Yep.
it really
Right.
worked out well. AD hit a couple big threes, I think,
Yes, he did.
in that
Good
game.
Lord. Yes, because he
Uh,
was he was struggling in the paint.
Rui had a great first quarter,
Yes.
disappeared, and then finished the game well. He was
Yep.
6 for 7. I didn't realize he was 6 for 7 until I got home and looked at the stats. He got the most offensive rebounds for us, three,
Hmm.
for a total of seven. He got 3 assists, a steal, a block, and only one turnover. So he had a really nice, tight game
Hmm.
for a guy that rarely touches the ball. 7 touches for Rui, in
Right.
my opinion, is not enough for this team to win.
No.
And I'm looking at if he's shooting his normal percentage, which is nice, we lose this game. You know,
Yeah.
it took a hero
Yep.
performance from him and Dalton Knecht. 7 for 8, 5 for 5 from three, 3 assists, one steal, and again one turnover. So they had the best plus minuses in the game.
Hmm.
Uh, your boy LeBron, I'm sitting there watching him. No one can say he's not great.
Yeah.
6 turnovers.
Yeah. The turnovers were the problem. But
So that would have put it. That's why the margins were so tight, and
yeah.
I don't feel like this team can afford to have those tight margins because I don't believe Dalton nor Rui are going to shoot like this. It's obvious they're not going to shoot like this for on average for the year. So needing heroic performances is not a formula for winning championships. Championships are won by playing great basketball every night, and sometimes you lose. but we play kind of like mediocre basketball every night, and sometimes we win. And
Yeah,
we're not on track to championship basketball right now. I give Reddick credit
yeah,
for the way he's working with the team's mentality,
yeah.
but our schemes are not working like they were in those first three beautiful games against good teams.
Yeah. But what happens is people scout you. The problem is you run this new offense, 3 games, nobody knew what was going on. People look, watch film, and they go, they
They
scheme
play
against it.
they play our passing lanes, and
Yes.
and we're stuck in the mud now because we're like, oh, he's not there, and now
Right.
what do we do? And we got
But
a
that's
lot of
when
players that if they're not moving that ball, they don't know what to do with it. Rui is
right.
something. If he's at the free throw line extended or at the free throw line and he gets the ball and someone's guarding him, he's desperate for somebody to throw the ball to.
Yeah.
And so that I feel like that's on the coaching staff to adjust to those adjustments. And I don't think we've made them at all this year. And
I
it could
think we have. I think we've made some good adjustments because even though we're not getting the as maybe the ball movement all the time that we want, but I think we've made some adjustments. We got to remember this is a whole new scheme. These players are used to playing a whole different scheme. Now JJ is asking something totally different on offense and on defense. And sometimes it just folks don't know where to be sometimes. Folks will look like a little confused. But it's only 11 games. And I like the way, even though they may not be playing well, they're winning some of these games. It's all about winning when you're still trying to figure stuff out.
Yep.
And it makes it so much easier. And so I just like the way that there seem to be figured out. It's not always pretty. We're not always saying, hey, they should beat this team by 20. But we got to remember we're trying to figure stuff out still
We
in a
we
new
were also
scheme.
we were also down Jackson, and he's been playing really well for us. So Koloko stepped up.
Yes.
He looked pretty good last night.
Yeah. But
Um,
in the paint, I didn't know where he was in the paint. I couldn't figure. I could, even though he was in the game, I couldn't figure out where he was on defense. Now, offense, he got some nice dunks, but on defense, I'm like, where is this guy?
yeah,
I just like he was getting lost on the defensive end with them. I didn't,
I think
but
he ends up on the court wherever the defense wants him because he's light in the behind.
yeah, he was, but he gave the minutes. He helped AD get some rest, and
Yep.
we went small. We went small one time. I think Rui was playing the center.
Or
And AD
Brian,
was
yeah,
out,
yeah,
Koloko was out,
yep.
and we kind of went small.
We've done that a lot this year, and
Yeah,
we don't suffer that much in those circumstances. So we use it
yeah,
in the right moments.
yeah. Agree.
So yeah, that's kind of a thing that works for us. Uh,
Yeah,
Austin had a kind of a tough shooting game, 3 for 11 from three,
yeah.
but 6 assists. He also 3 turnovers. He's he's our secondary facilitator. But when I'm thinking back on those 3 games that we looked so good, AD was the center of the offense.
Yeah.
Right now, AD's still scoring his points, but he's getting them almost exclusively on LeBron assists. LeBron has taken over the offense. That concerns me. It
I
does.
think because I think teams have made adjustment to AD. AD's not getting down low like he used to. He's not getting those. But again, other teams make adjustments. They're not going to sit and just let AD get the ball the way he did those first 3 games. That's just not going to happen. And so I think AD has to make the adjustment because last night he was too much at the free throw line. So I think teams have made adjustments. Plus, Memphis JJJ is a good defender, and then they had Edie in there. So I think AD was trying to figure out where he was supposed to be. He couldn't get down low, and then he missed a lot of lobs. I mean, the lobs were going through his hand. I don't know if that was his eye. He was being more conscious of not getting hit and missing the ball. But yeah, it's not as running through him as much. But I think teams are making an adjustment to that, and I think he's got to figure out how to get himself deeper into the paint.
They threw 3 giants two
Yeah.
giants and a really athletic power forward at him, and he got frustrated.
Yeah, he did. He got very frustrated.
He has a hard time against either really tall centers or really athletic centers, and when they got 2 or 3 of them, it's understandably tough on him.
But it
So
would have been, I think they would have went to the lineup of Jace Hayes and AD together last night if Hayes was there, I
that
think.
would have worked for us last night.
Yeah, they would have
That would
worked.
have worked well for us last night. So
Yeah.
we had that option, and so it was great that we pulled out a win in a.
Yeah. Yeah, because It wasn't looking good. We were in the mud. We were lethargic. We were just going through the motions. It was just like, okay, this is not going well. But Knecht woke us up,
He woke us up when we needed to wake up, and it
woke
was
up the crowd
beautiful to
too,
see.
because we were
Yep,
quiet.
yep, we were all jumping up, and it was great.
Yeah, it was
That
great.
moment was
Yeah.
wonderful. It reminded me. I said that to you. There was a play. There was a moment in Austin's rookie career where he hit a three, and then he did an out of bounds pass to a shooter that we used to have, just a pure shooter, 6'8" guy. I can't remember his name, but he hit the shot to win the game. And
Hmm.
and then there was another game where Austin actually said, "I'm him," and
Mm-hmm.
those kind of moments were I kind of came up in my mind while I watched Connect really take over the game.
He did.
So it was really cool to see.
And they were looking for him too.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So we have not run Connect off as many screens as we need to now that we see he is that dude when it comes
Yeah.
to shooting, and
I
he's also athletic, so she can
yeah.
put around those screens hard, and
Yeah.
he can set his feet quick and he can get that shot off. We
Yeah.
need to
So
set those for him.
we need to run more plays for him on that second unit
Yeah,
to get him open because he can come off that curl, he can come off of screens. He's like you said, he gets those feet set and he's ready to shoot. And
yeah,
he's tall, he's got a high release.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's time to
So
use him. It's time to
yeah,
stop thinking of him as a rookie and start realizing he's a 4-year rookie.
yes, he
And,
is.
and
So
so those are rare in the NBA. And so it's time to start utilizing that guy.
yeah.
All right. The dog of the game, our new segment. Gabe Vincent is nothing. I'm not going
Zero.
to criticize his past. I still remember how great he was in the Miami series against Denver. He was clutch. Um, and I kind of understand why we gave him 30 million, but when I think about his 30 million and I think about Valanciunas
Tunis,
uh,
Valanciunas.
making 30 million right
I
now for
know.
the lowly Washington Wizards, I think that if that's the value of a player like that, then Gabe was a waste.
Yep.
And I don't care about his salary anymore. I want his time taken up by Connect. And we've given up on Christie. And you and I said Christie has to play 15 minutes a game, whether he's playing well or not.
Yes.
Looking at Gabe makes me think that's still in effect.
Yeah.
You're going to have to develop Christie because believing in Gabe is going to kill this coaching staff and our team. I've seen enough, and maybe it's too early to give up on a player with his experience, but I last night looking at him with my own eyes, that guy just doesn't have it. He was
Yep.
0 for 0 for 0 for 0. The only positive number he had on his stat line is 2 fouls.
Yes.
Everything else is zeros, and he's done
Horrible.
that many times, and it's just not going to work for us.
Right. Agreed.
All
Totally.
right. So, what are our positive takeaways, Donna? Who's always right?
Connect, connect, connect. We kept saying we were sitting there, and I remember the guy sitting next to me. He kept hollering, "We need to get the ball to connect." He just kept
Yes, he
saying
did.
that, and I said, "We need a spark. Somebody has to come in here, kick a couple of threes to wake us up,
Yeah.
something." And man, that kid just stepped up, and he was 5 for 5 from three. And in the fourth quarter, I don't even remember him shooting because the defense started, keying in on him. And so that opened it more up for LeBron, AD, for AR. But that kid just woke the crowd up. We was all quiet, like, what is going on? What are we doing here? We about to lose this game. And this kid came in cool as a cucumber and just was knocking them down from everywhere. And then he threw that beautiful lob to Koloko on the
Oh my
break.
God.
That got us going crazy. Yeah.
Yes.
So he was just that guy. And he
Yep.
didn't even I don't even think he scored in the fourth quarter, but he was that guy that woke everything up and the guys were like, "Okay, this rookie is doing something. Let's get it going." And they took it from there. So
He
he was
might have
my
hit
player of the game.
he might have hit 1 3, or I might be substituting him in for one of Rui's shots in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Rui was big in the fourth. He went
Yeah.
to sleep in the second and third, but when it
I'm
was
not
his
blaming
time.
I'm not blaming Rui again. How many times did I say ball movement, player movement? We sitting there
Mhm.
watching ISO Bron
Yep.
backing people down and everybody just standing still.
Yeah.
And those were moments when Rui was flashing to the middle of the lane. Now, teams might have picked up on it, but make them guard it.
Yep.
If someone has to stop Rui in the middle of the lane, that might open up another wing at the 3-point line. But we just all stand in our spot
Yeah.
like
We just
my mother
stand.
sing.
I don't
That's
understand.
disgusting basketball. I'm sick of watching it.
But when you have somebody, but they backed us down. That one kid, that kid was killing us. Zero. I was like, where's this kid from? But he kept backing down, but he kick it out. I said, when you have a person that's backing down and when they get a double team, he has to have a view of a pass. The
Hmm.
guys were over on this side and LeBron was backing folks down. You've got to get in his view so he could kick it out. You're standing over here. How's he supposed to see behind his head? Even though he does do passes like that. But man, when you see somebody backing down, you've got to get in their view so they can make a pass if that's what they need to do. And everybody was standing on this side.
Yeah,
So it was
we
like,
basically the ball side is the strong side because LeBron's got it, and then we
right,
got four players on the weak side.
right.
And I remember one time I think it was either D'Lo or Rui was kind of slowly moseying over there.
Most, yeah,
Like, get your
slowly.
butt over there.
Yes. It's like, come
So
on.
our player
Everybody
movement
was
is
like, you go. It seemed like it was like,
yeah,
okay, you
yeah,
go. And nobody went. And by the time Rui was trying to get over there, it was too late.
yep.
But because LeBron will make the pass. That's
Hmm.
one thing. Even though he'll back somebody down, if you cut to the basket, he gonna go behind the back. He gonna get that pass to you. But you
Hmm.
got to give him a lane of view so he can see.
Hmm.
But
You don't have to bring your man to him. You can be all the way outside of the
right,
point line. You just vectors, it's
back,
line.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I feel like these guys sometimes don't have the basketball IQ to figure out. I mean, that's basic basketball, but these guys seem like, and they've been playing with LeBron for a couple of years now, so it's no excuse that you're new to playing with them.
Hmm.
Connect seems to figure out how to get in spaces where LeBron finds him. So the other guys have to figure that out. I was not happy with three guys standing over there and they're all just looking.
Hmm.
So
So our rumors segment, the biggest rumor that I read about and I read about it this morning, Bronny is only playing in home games for the G League. I
mhm,
initially was ready to get myself upset about it and talk about nepotism and all that, but I really thought hard about it. And here's what I think is what it's about. And I hope this is what it's about. If it's about Bronny, kind of not needing to play all those G League games
no.
and get himself on airplanes and stuff, then bad move by the Lakers and bad move by the Jameses. But what I think it might be is Bronny is probably on track to be worth $1 billion by the time he inherits his dad's fortune, his part of it.
Mhm,
And so if you're a born billionaire, it might be hard to secure your safety on the road
mhm.
with a G League team.
Yeah, think so.
I thought that might be what really motivated it. Like we can't protect him out here in
No.
Holiday Inn or wherever
Right,
the
right. I thought about that too. And I said, it might not be safe for him to be on the road with these guys without the LeBron and the rest of the big guys because yeah, I thought
And it's
about that. Like people are mad about
yes,
him. People
yes.
are, there's a lot going. He's not like a normal guy that gets drafted and you take him down to the D League. He's Bronny James. People are mad because he got a, all the things that go along with it. So being on the road may not be as safe
Yep,
as
yep.
need be. Yeah.
And haters today don't just say bad things.
Right.
They do bad things. And
Right.
so yeah, I think it might be a good move from a safety perspective, but from a basketball perspective, it's horrible for Bronny. It's horrible for the Lakers because he occupies a roster spot, and
Yeah.
he's not going to develop playing every other game.
Well,
Uh,
we've had players, we've had Maxwell Lewis for this is his third year playing in the G League and he hasn't developed at all. And he got a
he got
contract as well.
he got
So
27 points last night, but he's been doing well in the G League for a long time. He's just never been able to translate it onto
he
the
just
court.
hasn't been like in summer league, he just does dumb stuff. It's just like he hasn't made that jump. And maybe he won't make that jump. But we got to get him off the roster as a roster spot if he's not going to make the jump. I mean, this is third year.
We need to see more from Quincy.
Yeah, I think Quincy's gonna. I think if we make some changes, get some roster spots open, I think Quincy might his contract may turn into a from a two-way contract to a contract, but there's no roster spots at the moment
Well,
for us to do that.
if he were playing in place of Gabe
Vincent,
last night, I guarantee you some of those zeros would have been
I
ones, twos,
know,
threes,
I know.
and those things are helpful in a tight game like that. You
Yeah,
need you need
I'll
more.
take him.
Yeah.
Because there's no options after Gabe as far as if you're trying to get a point guard in there in the game. There's no options. But if we had Quincy on that bench, that's an option.
Hmm. What else is going on in the league that we should be paying attention to?
I heard a trade today around for Kessler. Ugh, we're still like this Walker Kessler thing with Utah for Hood, Shafino, Gabe, and 2 second-round picks. I said, Utah's not going for that. Who came up with that trade?
If
Would
it,
that
if
be
they
we do that all day long?
all day long, please
Yeah, but
do it
that didn't
tomorrow.
even
Yeah.
sound right. No first-round pick in there at all?
No, no,
No,
not
that
for any
was
age.
I don't know who came up with that, but I'm tired of the Walker Kessler. I think more of the Washington Wizards because I think they're going to be on a fire sale
Hmm.
because they're trying to go for Cooper Flag.
Hmm.
So he's the prize player supposedly in the draft coming up. So I think they're going to get rid of Valanciunas. I think we can do something. They've traded with us before, so I think maybe we can do something with them because this Walker Kessler and I'm like you, Danny Ainge, he's going to jip us. He's going to rip us off. And I mean, I've heard a little bit about, but I haven't really seen him play that much. I mean, Valanciunas is a veteran. I've
Yeah,
seen him play,
yeah.
so
Not the best rebounder, but it's just a
no.
big body in the paint that's mobile and can shoot
Yeah,
the three. I mean, he's
yeah.
not a high percentage shooter, but he's a shooter.
But he can get down in that lane and he can bang and he can get you a few points down in the paint. And him and AD together can play.
Yeah.
I just like him more. Walker Kessler is like this rookie that everybody's talking about, or his second year or whatever he is, but Utah ain't winning nothing, so I haven't really seen him play. He's young, yeah, but at this point, we need a big banger, and I'll take Valanciunas all day long.
I bet it's so easy to spread rumors in the NBA now. I'm sure these rumors are coming out of Danny. He's like, Lakers, Kessler, Lakers, Kessler, Lakers.
Yeah,
We say, hey, you know what? He is pretty good.
yeah. I mean, people have been talking about him. I go, so what has he done? I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything, but I'm ready for a big. We need a big. I missed Jackson Hayes last night because he always brings energy off the bench as well.
Yeah.
We missed him last
We
night, but
missed him.
we need a big, a banger, a big, and the front office got to get on it. I mean, at this point, bring me a big. I mean, at this point, I don't really care, but we need a big now, not trade deadline, none of that. We need it today
So coming up, San Antonio Spurs is a scary game for us.
in San Antonio.
We got not just a big guy to maybe slow down Anthony Davis, but a big athletic guy that'll dunk in your face, that'll block your shot at the 3-point line. And so Davis is going to be challenged. They got athletic wings all over the place. A bunch of weird guys that don't really fit any particular position, but they're
No,
all really, really athletic and capable. And then you got the veteran leader that's not going to make a whole lot of mistakes with the ball. And so
yep,
that's kind of a formula for lookout Lakers. We need a road win, and
yep.
it might be tough to get this one.
I think we'll do it. I think AD played well against Wemby last year, even though Wemby's a year older. But Wemby likes to stay at the 3-point line.
Yeah, he does stay out there, which
Hmm.
kind of weird. It's
Yeah,
kind
he
of like
doesn't.
our complaint about AD. He's
Yeah,
like that same kind of profile on steroids.
yeah, his body is not developed real well yet. Man, I
Hmm.
saw Chet Holmgren go down. Remember we were talking about how he hasn't gotten, with his thin body, he hasn't gotten hurt. Man, he went down and has a serious hip issue.
No,
So
it's
he's out.
the
Or is it
injury situation this year
it's
is.
bad.
I was thinking that the league needs to really consider, do we need to play 82 games?
I know.
But the injuries this year are in the first 12, 13 games of the year.
What's
So
going on?
what is happening? What's
Hamstrings
happening
too. A
with
lot of
a lot of
hamstrings.
hamstring? What is going on with conditioning
Right.
during the off season? What is happening?
I don't know.
Somebody needs to bring a artificial intelligence algorithm and get some insight into why the NBA can't keep these rosters healthy, because it's no fun watching when
No.
half the team is down.
Yeah, they got to figure something out. This is the first time I've heard this many injuries to stars this early in the season.
I think it's a 35% increase in. I think I read that at some time
Something's going on. I don't
before the
know.
last two big ones. The Pelicans lost.
Oh,
It's just
The Pelicans seem to be cursed. Ever since Anthony Davis left there, they have just not been able to. Well, Zion was supposed to be the next one, and he
Yeah,
just hasn't been due to injuries, weight condition, whatever the issue. He just hasn't been healthy any of the years he's been there. And
he's
he was,
dropped his weight, and yet
yeah, I know it, and still
he's
got
still,
hurt.
yeah, yeah. It's like his legs are taking turns on which one is injured.
Yeah, so he's having a tough time, and he was the center, so they haven't been able to get it together. Maybe they need to blow the whole thing up and start all over again.
If I'm the owner, I'm telling the coach, if you win one game, that's it for you.
Yeah,
I'd be deep in the lottery if I were that team right now,
yeah,
and better not get a call from the commissioner.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's a lot of injuries, but we
Should
pulled
be a
out a win. We'll see what
should be a,
happens in San Antonio.
should be a battle between Washington and Pelicans on who's got the greatest chance of drafting this wonderful.
No, forget about Utah.
True. They have a better
Those three.
team than both of those, but they got a smarter GM who's
I know.
who's
Cooper Flag in Utah.
now it's time for Danny to start winning.
Yeah. You Cooper Flag in Utah would be,
Yep,
yeah, that's probably what he's salivating over.
you're right.
Yeah.
That takes care of. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Be a perfect place for him, probably.
Hmm.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, let's go Lakers. That's gonna be Saturday night.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see what we do.
Okay.
Purple
Go
Blood
Lakers.
Lakers podcast. Basketball analysis for Laker fans by Laker fans. Go Lakers.